thousands of tourists. The sea, New York Harbor. And there she is, torch in hand, crowned and robed, silent and majestic. But here's the strange thing. We know what she looks like, yet almost no one knows what the Statue of Liberty truly symbolizes. Who created her? Why did France gift her to America? Why does she stand right here, and whose freedom is it, really? Let's find out. The story doesn't start in America. It starts in France. In 1865, after the end of the American Civil War, French scholar and politician Édouard René de Laboulaye dreamed of peace, freedom, and equality. He was inspired by how America had abolished slavery, and almost offhandedly he said it would be wonderful if France gave America a monument to liberty. But this wasn't just a friendly gesture, it was a political statement. At the time, France was ruled by Napoleon III, an authoritarian leader, and Laboulaye dreamed of a republic. Gifting America the Statue of Liberty was his quiet way of saying which country he wished his own could become. That idea caught the attention of sculptor Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi. He wanted to create something monumental, not just a statue, but a symbol. And so the Woman of Liberty was born, robed like an ancient Roman goddess, holding a torch in one hand and broken chains at her feet. Those chains, by the way, are easy to miss, but they're there, symbolizing freedom from slavery. Bartholdi built a massive statue out of copper, as tall as a 22-story building. The internal structure was designed by none other than Gustave Eiffel. Yes, the same man who built the Eiffel Tower. Fun fact, the statue was built in France in pieces and then disassembled into 214 crates and shipped to the United States, like a giant Lego set for grown-ups. In America, it was reassembled, a puzzle of copper, steel, and dreams. The whole process took 9 years. Construction began in 1875 and was completed in 1884. It cost around $500,000 at the time, over $15 million in today's money. Yes, it was expensive, but was it worth it? Today, it's hard to imagine America without her. The statue was placed on Bedloe's Island in New York Harbor. It was the first thing millions of immigrants saw as they arrived in America. Not skyscrapers, not stars, but her. A symbol that somewhere on Earth there's a place where you'll be accepted, where you can start again, a lighthouse for drowning hopes, a voice that whispers, "You are free." That's why the poem by Emma Lazarus was later etched into the base of the statue. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. For millions, this wasn't just a sculpture. It was a promise of a new life. So whose freedom is it, really? America's? France's? No, it's universal freedom. Freedom from tyranny, freedom to be yourself, freedom to choose. It's no accident that her crown has 7 spikes. They represent the 7 continents and the oceans. She doesn't look toward Manhattan, she looks toward the world. And yes, she's a woman. Why? Because freedom isn't a king with a sword. It's a soft yet unshakable figure, carrying light. Now for a few lesser-known facts. The original torch was made of glass and glowed from the inside like a lantern, but it began to leak and was replaced in the 1980s. The torch we see today is a replica. The original is on display in the museum inside the statue's base. And did you know, Bartholdi originally wanted to place the statue in Egypt, at the entrance to the Suez Canal. But Egypt declined, and so the statue came to New York. As the saying goes, everything happens for a reason. And one more thing, the statue's shoe size is 879. Her total weight is around 225 tons. There's a staircase inside with 377 steps. She was originally copper-colored, but over 20 years she developed that famous green patina. That's how her iconic look was born. Today, millions look up at her. Tourists take selfies. Students study her history. But everyone sees their own version of freedom. For some, it's freedom of speech. For others, it's the freedom to belong. For some, it's simply the dream of living a life where no one holds you in chains. And every time you look at her, you don't just see bronze, you see possibility. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. What does freedom mean to you? See you next time.